Welcome to this edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. In this program, we recap significant activities of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis over the past week. Coming up, St. Kitts and Nevis celebrates 38th anniversary of independence, Wellington Road apartments distributed, vaccinated locals can travel safely to the United States and the UK, and the Virchilds playing field officially renamed. Those stories and more are next on the SKNIS Week in Review for the period September 17 to 23, 2021. Hello and welcome. Scores of citizens assembled at the El Camino T. Willett Park in Nevis on Sunday, September 19, to give thanks to God for His grace and mercy on St. Kitts and Nevis for the past 38 years and prayed for continued blessings. The occasion was a state service of prayer, praise and thanksgiving in celebration of the 38th anniversary of independence. The Independence State Service was attended by Deputy Governor General for Nevis, Her Excellency Hailito Liburd, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris, and other members of the Federal Cabinet, members of the Federal Parliament, Premier of Nevis The Honorable Mark Brantley, and other members of the Nevis Island Administration, representatives of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, and other invited guests. The theme for this year's Independence celebration is Adapt, Diversify, Recreate, Independence 38. In his official address marking the occasion, St. Kitts and Nevis's Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris noted that the Twin Island Federation has much to be grateful for.
We made tremendous leaps in public health, education, infrastructure, economic transition, trade and international relations, human rights, sports, and culture. We are constantly being rated among the best in the region across so many international developmental indices. Literacy rate, per capita income, rule of law, debt to GDP ratios, ICT indicators, transparency and good governance are some examples of areas in which we have been leading our peers.
The Prime Minister made reference to the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, which has ravaged lives and economies around the world. He noted that the people of the Twin Island Federation are resilient and must continue to adapt to jumpstart the economy. One important subsector mentioned was cruise tourism, which welcomed just over 1,100 passengers on the Celebrity Equinox to Port Zante on September 14.
This return of the cruise vessel to our shores signals a restart. It is evidence of adaptation and recreation. The longest journey begins with one step. We have succeeded in taking that first step in rebuilding our cruise industry and advancing it to even greater heights. The length of that journey surely depends not just on how diligently we work, but how diligently we work together.
24 apartments at Wellington Road were distributed last Friday, September 17, by the National Housing Corporation. The apartment complex was funded via a joint project with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Minister of Human Settlement, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, said that the completion of the project stands as another example of the government's commitment to empower individuals, improve the standard of living of persons, and distribute homes across the country so that as many persons as possible can have their own piece of the rock.
These 24 units here that are being given out today, they are unique. Man, when you go in it, you feel like you want to come out. But you know what? These are not the only ones we're going to give out this year, you know. We're going to also give out 18 in Stapleton and 16 in Conyers later this year. And that is not because we got any money or because COVID restricting all the money, but this team unity administration mean not even that going to hold it back. Not even that gonna make poor people can't get a place to put their head.
Minister Hamilton said that the government was also preparing to launch a new initiative targeting middle-income earners.
I have a middle income program. I think my cabinet knows about it too. It's coming just now. 4 or 5 places in the country, middle income homes for you. 1,500 and up, all the way up to 2,500. But when you move in a $1 million home. That's coming as well. I'm saying that as the Minister of Housing, that housing is going to be prepared, going to be built, not only for ordinary people, but those in the middle income as well. You see, those people who just come back from university and have a graduate salary, and NHC can't build for them, and yet the bank giving them trouble because they have some loan from their education to pay. We'll find a way to find housing for those people as well.
In addition to building affordable homes, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is also very much concerned about building up strong, functional families. On Wednesday, Michelle Delacroix-Blake and other councillors from the counselling department appeared on the radio and television program Working for You and encouraged the public, particularly parents, to tap into the expertise available at the department that is geared towards helping families to work. The councillors shared a scenario where assistance was requested to address a teen experimenting with marijuana and being asked to leave the house by a parent.
We now have to, as parents, family members, say, how can we change his mindset or his programming to know that? So it's educating your children and knowing, hey, this is bad, yes, but why? And how can we keep them safe? How can we educate them and be that stronger influence rather than having peers or people outside or things that they see on TV or the internet? Be that, so we need that family structure so that the family says, hey, you're smoking, it's bad for your health, it's an illegal substance, it's not good for you, and you know the repercussions that come with it.
It seeks out, actively seeks out the positive things that the parents are doing, no matter how they're framed and crouched in something negative, and they pull it out and reframe it in a way that both the parent and the child get to the same page. So here you're talking about this parent who put out their child, and all of us respond in the same way that you respond. Here it is, it's almost legal and so forth. What we are missing is the parents' fear, concern, heartbreak about what could happen. So what we're responding to is the putting out of the child. What we're not responding to is the concern that the parent has and no tools to be able to translate that concern into something that works with the child. That's where the family counselors come in.
Citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis who received a jab of the COVID-19 Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine donated by the government of India can rest assured that they will be allowed entry into international countries, including the United States and the United Kingdom. This comes on the heels of the announcement by the Biden administration that only vaccinated travelers will be allowed to enter the country, that is the United States. At the National Emergency Operations Center COVID-19 briefing, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws commented on the issue.
I want to assure the public that the United Kingdom recognizes the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine from India, Serum Institute of India. That's the Covishield vaccine, and I think they also recognize the SK Bioscience, because there is a list that is available to the public online regarding the UK. And there are other territories who administered the vaccines that we administered. They have made that list.
Cases of the COVID-19 virus continue to rise in St. Kitts and Nevis, with more than 780 active cases recorded at the end of workday on Wednesday. Authorities continue to strongly encourage all citizens and residents to follow the non-pharmaceutical measures designed to restrict the spread of the virus. These include wearing face masks in public, frequently sanitizing hands and high-touched surfaces, avoiding mass gatherings, and maintaining a safe physical distance. Cromwell Henry, Superintendent of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, said the key to reducing the positive cases lie in the hands of each individual.
The more these provisions are violated, the longer we will remain in the current situation in which we find ourselves. And so we continue to urge all to respect the protocols which were intended to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. We continue there also to urge your support for law enforcement. The police, we too have to protect ourselves as our unit is affected by the disease as well. And so we have to protect our men while protecting the public at the same time. And so it is important for the public to take responsibility for their own protection and follow the guidelines that have been published in the regulations and that has been promoted by the health authorities.
Members of the sporting fraternity and community residents from Verchilds and the surrounding community joined with government officials and the families of St. Clair Monty Samuel and Vincent Williams to celebrate the renaming of the community playfield as the Samuel Williams Sports Complex. The renaming officially took place at a ceremony held at the facility on Saturday, September 18, 2021. The ceremony also served as a dual purpose as outdoor sport lights were commissioned. Member of Parliament for St. Christopher IV, the Honourable Lindsay Grant, attended the ceremony and noted the importance of recognizing outstanding contributions by persons within the society.
For me, this is very important because when a community or a society sees it fit to pay tribute to its residents and its citizens, this sends a clear and unmistakable message that people count and what we do in the service of others matters.
Meanwhile, Minister of Sports, the Honourable Janelle Powell, highlighted that sports development remains a priority for the government given the many benefits that it offers.
Sport matters. It is essential to our physical and mental health. It defines us. It entertains us. It brings us together. It builds a sense of community, a sense of belonging. It fosters inclusion, a resilience from being a part of a team, a participant, or even a spectator. It is important to my ministry and me personally as a minister responsible at both the professional and the grassroots level. On that premise, the Ministry of Sport is excited to be continuing its national initiative of upgrading all sporting facilities on St. Kitts. An initiative that is not just about providing better sporting facilities, it is about building stronger, healthier communities by promoting physical activity, social connection, and economic vitality.
And finally, we close with the success of the Independence Night Market held on Wednesday. Scores of persons patronized the event that brought crop farmers, fisherfolk, and food vendors all together. Prime Minister Dr. The Honourable Timothy Harris was among persons who supported the initiative. That's all for this edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. For more information on these and other stories, be sure to visit us at sknis.gov.kn. I'm Ian Richards.